Research proposal, the effects of chronotherapeutics on major depressive disorder. Chronotherapeutics. What is it? Chronotherapeutics is an alternative treatment to drug treatment for affective or mood disorders such as major depressive disorder, antepartum depression, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, bulimia nervosa, ADHD, dementia, Parkinson's disease, shift work, and jet lag disturbance, with the main focus being MDD. Chronotherapeutic treatment refers to treatments based on circadian rhythm, organized and sleep physiology principles, which control exposure to environmental stimuli that act on biological rhythms to achieve therapeutic effects in the treatment of psychiatric conditions. Chronotherapy includes manipulations to the sleep-wake cycle, including wake therapy and sleep phase advancement, and use of light as cognitive therapy. Although there have been studies showing improvements in MDD by use of chronotherapy and with no side effects, the use of these treatments have not been included in clinical practice due to a lack of information on mechanism of action. Research proposal. Research question. The research question is, does bright light therapy significantly improve MDD with no side effects? The hypothesis will be participants suffering from MDD will see greater improvement with the use of bright light therapy in comparison to receiving no therapy and with no side effects. So why do the research? Research in chronotherapeutics is necessary and can provide patients with an alternative to conventional antidepressants with no side effects and a faster chance of recovery for major depressive disorder. And effects on core symptoms can be seen within a week with bright light therapy and chronotherapeutics in comparison to a minimum of 2 weeks with conventional antidepressants. In chronotherapeutics for affective disorders by Martini, 2010, he describes the success in a controlled study on chronotherapy and his own beliefs in the efficacy of the treatment. Martini believes the treatment should be included in clinical applications and acknowledges a lack of research on the mechanism of action of the treatment, thus explaining the exclusion of the treatment in clinical practice. One of the author's patients actually felt after the treatment they had woken up from a long period of retardation and seclusion in the world. More research. So another study conducted a quasi-experimental pretest and post-test designed research study on the effects of chronotherapeutic light therapy on depression and sleep disturbances in older adults living in long-term care facility. The results indicated that chronotherapeutic light therapy in older adults suffering from depression and living in long-term care facilities will see significant antidepressant benefits compared to those who do not receive the therapy. The APA in 2015 reported that BLT, a form of chronotherapeutics, has been shown to be effective for treatment of seasonal major depressive disorder. Another study by Lamb in 2015 found that light monotherapy and combined light antidepressant therapy was more effective than placebo in reducing Montgomery and Asperger depression rating scale scores, and approximately 50 to 70% of patients who underwent light therapy and combined therapy, respectively, received a positive response compared to 29 and 33% who received placebo or drug treatment. Potential methods. Survey research is easy to understand and less costly than other methods. It's an easy way to go. You can set up a survey on a website of a chronotherapeutic clinic and ask respondents of use of treatment, willingness to try, and positive or negative experience with this and side effects. And pretest post-test design is popular because it can be used to prove or disprove the hypothesis. It allows participants to be tested on levels before and after intervention. So participants will be assessed on symptoms of MDD and physical condition as a pretest and then receive intervention. And prior to intervention, a post-test will follow on symptoms and possible experienced side effects or physical condition post-intervention. Proposed study. So I'm proposing a quantitative pretest post-test design as discussed with purposive sampling methods. Measurements will be a CESD, which is a scale rating depression, and the method will be 2 groups, control group and experimental group, with the experimental group receiving the bright light therapy over 6 weeks while the control group receives a placebo. And we'll use the ANOVA for the analysis of variance among and between the groups. Ethical inferences. So prior to conducting the research, approval must be obtained by an IRB for all research involving human subjects. Participants must provide voluntary informed consent, and they must be made fully aware of the purpose and intent of the research prior to participation, and care must be taken to ensure there's no deception. And research results must protect the identity of the participants. Conclusion. So, chronotherapeutics is a potentially very beneficial form of treatment for individuals suffering from MDD and who may not benefit from or be in need of drug therapy. Chronotherapeutics can also be used in combination with conventional antidepressants. The use of chronotherapeutics for treatment of major depressive disorder requires more research on benefits to build a case for inclusion in clinical practice. This can be a beneficial alternative to antidepressants with no known side effects.